Kia ora koutou, kia ora everyone. Organised a little thing, a little treat, a couple of speakers or 10-minute talks for a couple of people, and Hank will go first. Bitcoin and slavery.
A different title, but yeah, not really. Well, that is the
Bitcoin and or Bitcoin or?
Oh, be a Bitcoin or slavery.
Yes, not
very
and.
good point.
different title. But first of all, thank you to Red, thank you to family, and thank you to friends for coming here. Awesome. What a great gathering. What a beautiful location.
Yeah, it was.
Is that right?
Amazing view.
Still stunning.
No, this is just fantastic. Well, how grateful we should be to be able to do this, right? A lot of places you can't gather, even in this country, we're told not to gather in these numbers, right? We are not East Germany back in the day. We're not China now or other areas, so grateful to that. So I'm gonna explore this. We'll take 21 seconds of gratitude, maybe to the cypherpunks who came before us, who laid this path, maybe to friends and family. Choose what you wish to be grateful for. This little talk here from me, I'd like to dedicate to a friend. Donnie and I lost a friend to very Fiat circumstances. Let's be honest, it was a suicide, and it was, when I talk about Fiat circumstances, it's just the culmination of a bunch of bad shit happening, and I think and I'll talk about it in the talk, as Fiat continues, its march. It has done terrible things in last generations before us, war, servitude, depression, a loss of purpose, and many other things. Bitcoin brings us hope, and I do want to talk about that. But again, let's take 21 seconds and just be grateful to be here. Some juice. Absolutely, you can have some juice. Please have some juice. Thank you. And with that, no, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Hey, we're here for the kids, right? We're here for the kids. We're also here for the embodiment of monetary energy and the foundation of a new economic reality. So I'd like to explore a profound, transformative idea, one articulated by Michael Saylor. Money is the highest form of energy human beings can channel. This statement is not mere metaphor. It's a fundamental truth about the nature of civilization, progress, and power. If we accept this premise, then we believe the most potent and pure form of monetary energy ever devised is Bitcoin. Let us begin by defining what Bitcoin is. At its core, it's the synthesis of money, time, energy, and information. It is a digital commodity functioning as a store of value, medium of exchange, and unit of account. Human time and energy can now concentrate into a form of energy money representing the apex of digital capital and immutable property. Bitcoin is a technology for censorship-resistant teleportation of value across space and time. Its value is not imaginary, it is real, derived form, and protected by the immense expenditure of energy and the robust architecture of decentralization. Bitcoin stands as humanity's first truly decentralized and secure asset, a monument to mathematical certainty in a world of political uncertainty. This leads us to what Bitcoin is not. It is not imaginary or insignificant. To dismiss it is to misunderstand its origin in real, verifiable energy and its defense by enormous compounding power and network effects, as described by Metcalfe's law. Furthermore, Bitcoin is not crypto. This is a critical distinction. Failure to understand difficulty-adjusted proof of work is a failure to understand Bitcoin. It is this specific energy-intensive consensus mechanism that sets it apart. All other tokens, coins and even fiat currencies in the long run are destined to fall to zero against Bitcoin precisely because they lack unforgeable costliness. The Bitcoin network, contrary to popular misconception, is not insecure. It has never been hacked. It is not a gamble, a bubble, or mere risk asset. It is a mainstream yet unique form of scarce and valuable property, the very antithesis of endlessly inflated government money. Of course, we call that fiat. So what is the function of this monetary technology in our world? Bitcoin attenuates the cost of entropy, the inherent chaos, confusion, inflation, political strife, and war that plagues human society, to the tune of trillions of dollars of wasted capital and lost potential. You know, of course, in war, also the invaluable human lives lost. It's really important to dive into fiat and its relationship with war. Dr. Safety Moose has really unpacked this. By providing a stable, predictable foundation, Bitcoin optimizes for responsibility, freedom, peace, and progress. It represents a fundamental transformation of capital, a migration of value from fleeting financial and limited physical assets into the realm of honest, verifiable, and eternal property. As a network, Bitcoin is the ultimate value transfer protocol, just as the internet and mobile phones became the best protocols for communication. The key innovation is the proof of work mechanism itself. The requirement of energy is what anchors Bitcoin to physical reality. Difficulty adjusted proof of work ensures that no entity can easily create or corrupt it, giving, again, unforgeable costliness. That is its greatest strength. Bitcoin is the singularity where science collides with economics. This brings us to the foundational truths that that Bitcoin illuminates. Money is half of every single transaction we make. The free market, by its very nature, is deflationary, driving down costs and increasing abundance. With fiat, there is misinformation in money, which spreads to every other facet of our lives, leading to societal decline and war. Inflation, we must understand, is not a rise in prices. It is the deflation of your wages and your savings. In a truly competitive market, all prices naturally fall toward the marginal cost of production. And when measured against the ultimate scarce asset, Bitcoin, we see that all prices indeed are falling. Many of these ideas, of course, have come from Jeff Booth, and he states to those ideas, abundance in money creates scarcity in everything else. Scarcity in money creates abundance in everything else. Our current system of abundant fiat money has created scarcity in housing, education, and opportunity, among many other things. Bitcoin, with its absolute scarcity, promises to reverse this trend, ushering in a new era of unprecedented abundance in goods and services. Ultimately, money is just information. Before the printing press, which was in the 1700s, a technological revolution that advanced humanity from 97% illiteracy to 99% literacy. Information was scarce and controlled by the elite class. Right? Before the printing press, you had illiterate people who had to go to their, at the time, religious elites for information. But the printing press decentralized information, and like that technical advancement, Bitcoin is a scientific discovery which will advance humanity from an era of monetary ignorance and centralized control to one of financial literacy and sovereign freedom. In conclusion, Bitcoin is more than code or a coin. It is the channeling of human energy into its most perfect and enduring form. It is the answer to the chaos of fiat entropy and the decay of fiat currency. It is the foundation upon which a more stable, prosperous, and free world can be built. Thank you.
Well done, Hank. I'm going to talk about hardware wallets / signing devices
what they are and why we use them. So really, at a high level, what I'm talking about is security, because with Bitcoin, security is not optional. It's a bearer asset. Whoever controls it controls the money. There's no bank to call. There's no chargebacks, and there's no password resets. If your keys are stolen or lost, your Bitcoin is permanently gone. So the core question becomes: how do we store private keys safely? Most Bitcoin hasn't been lost because it's been lost cryptographically or it's failed cryptographically. It's been lost due to human error, either through malware, phishing, hacked attacks, or people storing keys insecurely. Transactions are irreversible. That's a feature, not a bug, but it means that mistakes are permanent. So we need tools and practices that dramatically reduce the chances that you're going to make mistakes and lose your Bitcoin. So let's start with hardware wallets. A hardware wallet is a wallet that's connected to the internet. It includes mobile wallets, browser extensions, desktop wallets, exchange wallets. Hot wallets are convenient. They're great for everyday spending in small amounts and fast access, but they're online, so that creates a larger attack surface. If your phone or computer is compromised, so are your private keys. The ability to sign transactions can be compromised too. Hot wallets are like cash in your physical wallet. You shouldn't really store any more in them than you're prepared to lose if you lost your physical wallet. So cold storage means keeping private keys offline. And the key idea is that the keys never touch an internet connected device. And I guess I should explain, so you've got a public key and a private key. Your public key is your address that you can send to, but your private key is what needs to sign an outward transaction. This dramatically reduces the attack surfaces. Remote hackers, malware, phishing attacks simply can't reach keys that are offline. The trade-off is convenience. So you give up speed and ease of use in exchange for much stronger security. So this is where hardware wallets come in. A hardware wallet is a dedicated signing device. It does not store your Bitcoin. Your Bitcoin is on the blockchain. And this is a distinction that some people fail with. I think that cold storage, now your Bitcoin is on the hardware device. It's not, it's on the blockchain. And it is on the blockchain with a hardware wallet. And it's on the blockchain with a cold storage hardware device, but it stores your private keys. And those keys are used to sign transactions. So the important part is the signing of an outward going transaction. So as you probably all know, anyone can send money into your address, but you need to authorize a transaction to send money out of your wallet. That all happens inside the hardware wallet, and your private keys never leave it. So even if your computer is affected by malware, the attacker still can't get access to your keys. So at a high level flow, what happens with a hardware wallet is you create a transaction on your phone or your computer. That unsigned transaction is sent to your hardware wallet. The hardware wallet shows you the transaction details on its own screen, the address it's being sent to, the amount that you're sending, any change that might be sent back to you. You physically confirm it. The device signs the transaction internally, and it sends it back, the signed version, back to be broadcast that transaction. And at no point do your private keys leave the device. Seed phrases and backups. So when you set up a hardware wallet, it creates a recovery seed, and that's usually 12 or 24 words. Okay, the seed is the master backup. It can recreate another wallet on another device if the original is lost, damaged, or destroyed. But it also means that anyone gets the seed can also steal the funds. So seed security is critical. It should also be stored, offline, never photographed, never typed into a computer, and protected from fire, theft, and water.
Hardware wallets protect the keys, but you protect the seed, which is another story, talking about seed plates, etc. We'll save that for another day. Hardware wallets protect against malware, keyloggers, phishing through compromised computers, exchange failures and seizures. They do not protect against user error. If you give away your seed phrase or fall for a social engineering scam, that device can't save you. Has anyone done that? Has anyone been hacked? I have. I have.
Not hacked. I gave it away
Yep.
to a scam.
Yep.
Social engineering.
I downloaded a
Exodus
wallet onto a computer and put in my seed phrase and gone. Not just this is my pre-Bitcoin maxi days. Gone was my Bitcoin and a number of other coins as well. Yeah.
Because it wasn't genuine.
Would a hardware wallet have saved me from that?
Yeah, it wasn't a genuine.
Exodus
No, it was malware.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so best practices. A few best practices worth mentioning. Buy devices from reputable sources, if you know of any. Initialize them yourself. Always verify the address on the device screen. Back up your seed securely and redundantly. Test recovery before starting storing large amounts. Think slowly and deliberately. Security rewards patience. And my closing thoughts are, Bitcoin gives individuals unprecedented financial sovereignty, but sovereignty comes with responsibility. Cold storage and hardware wallets are tools that let individuals take custody of their wealth without relying on institutions, but a good rule of thumb is keep spending in hot wallets and savings in cold storage. Used correctly, hardware wallets dramatically reduce risk and make long-term Bitcoin ownership more secure. There we go.
Did you tell Red that as part of this that we're going to go and try and find his
Right, kids, we're going to hunt for you.
as a test for your security?
We're looking for something with 12 words on it.
Yeah.
No, hold up.
I was not, it wasn't a technical failure, it was, I got sucked in by a Michael Saylor bloody, I suppose, AI thing that,
It wasn't the one that was promising double, was it?
yes it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I was, I sat here for 3 years on my own, and I did this earlier than that, but I never met anybody that did Bitcoin. All I met was people that said you're stupid.
Yeah.
So at one stage we were going to go out, Chris and I, and she was ready to go, and I was fiddling around with this thing on the computer, and I thought, aren't I, and I did, and I bloody gave away 0.1 of a Bitcoin to a scam. But you know, it's not all lost because I learned something. So,
Hey, amen to that.
Yeah.
Learn something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
That's invaluable letters.
well, it's a hard lesson. But
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
all good things worth learning.
Yeah.
And most of us have lost some Bitcoin.
yeah. I don't want to lose any more.
No.
Yeah, thank you, Drew, champion.
Yeah.
Should we get straight into it or a little break? You want
Straight into it.
Yeah, let's go.
you okay?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna say as a group, but I'm sure I'll figure it out.
You're gonna
Okay.
share your story.
Okay.
How Bitcoin helped you get a business. And
Okay, yeah.
Ready to go.
It's just you. Just relax.
You know your own story.
Okay, hi guys, my name's Hugh, you've all met me now. I don't really know what I'm going to say today, but you are right. Bitcoin has actually helped me extremely, in some very interesting ways. So what I'm going to start with is, hey, look, so my daughter, Arabella, she's 14 years old, and I split up with her mum when she was 2 years old, and literally had to start with nothing. And when I say nothing, I was a bum on Queen Street for 2 weeks. 2 whole weeks. I lived on Airedale Street and just chilled out. anyway, managed to get into a property. I do find that if you are a genuine case, you can use the social welfare system in New Zealand to get into a property pretty sharply. So they will actually help you. But once I got in there, I really had no idea what to do. I had no future. At the time, I didn't have a job. I was very confused about what I was going to do. And then a mate of mine, just out of nowhere, said, "Bro, have you ever heard about this Bitcoin thing?" And he explained it to me. He's a real geeky guy. And at the time, I was willing to try anything. So I took all the money I had after I cracked the job. I was working in a kitchen. I took all the money I had and I bought a graphics card. And at the time, it was making me, I think, $7 USD a day, which at the time was heaps of money. And so with that $7 Bitcoin I was making per day, I had the genius idea to start buying cigarettes from the Silk Road, import them into New Zealand from Poland, and I was doubling my money. I think each pack of smokes cost me at the time, about a tenth of a Bitcoin. And I thought I was just like a genius making so much money at the time. So yeah, my plan was to keep doing the graphics card thing, build that up, but that kind of hit the back burner. Life took over. I met my wife, and then we hit struggle street for a bit. Me and my wife really went through quite a lot, very low income for quite a while, even though my wife, she's an immigrant from India and is exceptionally qualified. She came to New Zealand and had to start from zero again. So very, very thankful for her for doing that with me. But we all kind of get into Bitcoin and then sometimes we fall out of it. You know, you get the zeal and then life gets in the way and then you kind of fall out. I've kind of fallen into and out of Bitcoin multiple times. And this is the point that I really wanted to make. When I speak to other people, and we all want to get our friends and family into Bitcoin because we want to benefit their lives, but finding the right angle to get in, you got to meet the person where they are. I personally have been able to get a few people, and that's heaps, consistently buying Bitcoin every week. And the way that I've been able to do it is the way that really worked for me. I wanted to start a business and I knew conventionally I wouldn't be able to save for it. I needed van, tools, my income was so low. So at the time I was like, well, if Bitcoin's just gonna keep going up, I'll save in Bitcoin. When I have enough money, I'll cash out and invest in my business. And it kind of just worked out that way. I was able to save the money, $50 a week, and cash out. And at the time, guys, it was like $12,000. That was more money than I've ever had. It was like such an exceptional amount of money at the time, $12,000, and that was like 5 years ago. It was such a huge amount of money at the time, but I was able to get it and do what I wanted with it, and I'm very happy that I made that decision because now I have a business that actually, I had huge connections in Auckland, built up my skills, and I honestly don't think I could have done it without Bitcoin. So now when I speak to people, and what I do is, I'm not an evangelizer, I'm not a Bitcoin evangelizer at all, with all like, it's just like knocking your head into a brick wall again and again. So when I hear, this is gonna sound corny, but when you hear someone's dream, you know, like, oh, I would love to be able to do this, but can't. Well, that's your opportunity to slip in. Well, you might not be able to save for it conventionally, but try saving in it with Bitcoin. And when you're actually, if the pivot, or if it's hinged on something that someone wants or is dreaming about but can't obtain conventionally, then they are willing to take a risk and go down the Bitcoin avenue. So, for instance, I've had a friend who's been able to build, it's not a batch, it's like a small, a married friend of mine has been able to save just $50 a week in Bitcoin, and after 2 years, he's actually built himself a tiny home. You know, a tiny home. And that's a huge, he would never have been able to do that without, and actually the time that he got in was very fortuitous, so he actually did better than anyone else that I know for the amount that he put in and the amount he got out. So that's really what I wanted to say. It's extremely difficult to get people. You can say things like, oh, well, you can put money away for now for the future and don't you want money later? No, typically I found people want things. They want a thing. So if you can sell them on, oh, well, you can get that thing you really want, then they've got a reason, a tangible reason. Not many people actually want to get rich. Not many people want to be financially free. It just doesn't cross their minds, I feel. But people want shiny objects, and they have a great affinity to their particular shiny object. And if you can put Bitcoin in between them and said shiny object, I found that to have worked really well, actually. So guys, give that a go. I'm gonna shut it down now. I'm done. Thanks very much. Yeah, that was my
Release the belly.
yeah. My favorite public speaking door. You can see I'm just pissing and sweat.
Very well.
Story.
Very well.
Very cool story.
Heaps of it.
Oh, it'll be another time, I think, because I think this is a pretty cool event, and I'd like to do more of them. So, yeah, thank you, and thank you, Hank and Drew.
Bitcoin bum.
I won't stand up, but I'll give you a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
We bought this.
You should stand up and be in front of the camera.
Oh, whatever.
Go on.
Public speaking's, what have I done, Jody? Your wedding.
Yeah,
That was it. That was hard
It's
work.
never too late, Red.
All I wanted to say on Hugh's thing there is the people we bought this property off, he was networking with Amway. And we joined that business, and with Amway, the whole deal, the whole reason why anybody does anything is because of that dream. Nobody will do anything unless they have a dream, something they want that they can't get otherwise. So that's their whole thing about getting people to step out of their comfort zone and do stuff that they don't want to do. And it's finding that dream, like you said, that gives you success with those people when you find those people because they want something. Because, you know, I've banged my head against the wall with friends and family, and my daughter's involved, and my son's got a little bit of Bitcoin, but he doesn't know what he's got. You know, he's had it for 4 years, and he has never bought any more, and he won't go to a thing in Christchurch where he lives. I can't even talk to him about it. You know, he just doesn't want to know. But he wants to be able to look after his kids later on. He reckons he'd have to buy a house for them because they won't be able to buy their own house. But he won't look any further, you know.
So he's got the belief that Fiat will fail.
Well, I don't know that he's got the belief that the Fiat will fail.
Well, if you can't buy a house,
I can't even
what
talk
bloody
to
good
him.
is it?
I've got two sons, Jody's two older brothers. One of them just doesn't want to know at all, full stop. And the other one's, the oldest one's got this little bit of Bitcoin and not doing anything about it. And yeah, right. You know, maybe his dad's not the person to tell him that he needs to look further.
Jody, that sounds like it's you.
Yeah, well, they do this too. So, anyhow.
But when my kids have got Bitcoin and their kids don't,
But we have this
There's
little
gonna be
place
a-
because of Amway and
dynamic
because
shift.
that guy that we bought this off, who lives up there, down there somewhere, like I haven't spoken to him since 2015 because he's turned out to be a a-hole. You know, he snipped little bits back off our property. We paid cash for it in 2004, but we got our title in
a lifelong friendship.
2015, and little bits got chopped off it here and there, so it ended up smaller because he likes to get, you know, 130% out of everything he sells or does. So, you know, anyhow, other people are dealing to him because they've got more money than me and they take him to court and stuff like that, you know. So, anyhow, that's we love it here, Chris and I. And one day you guys are gonna leave us. So.
Thank you for having us, Red.
Speaker, we'll do an award then?
Yeah, if you can, dude. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a special treat.
Yeah. Well done, Hank.
It's got an award or something.
You're right now.
Fix this space.
James, you live in Auckland.
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Remember?
And you've just come down
Same as Hugh did as well.
Oh, thanks so much. I was like,
Are you sure?
showing my pencil.
No, that's good.
But and they usually come down as well because like my mid eye is a bit bushier.
there's
I'm like
another-
Yeah, I
up
don't
to
know what I
top.
was gonna say.
And this is my
Grew up
my
together.
cousin.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, said to me, the guy that I don't talk to now, he said, if you've got all these problems in your life and you put them in the rubbish bin and you wheel it out to the road and you park your bin there and you walk along the road and you lift the lid and you look at everybody else's bin, you're quite happy to have your bin
Yeah,
Yeah.
because a lot of people have got a worse story.
I get that.
So,
Well, to finish, folks, thank you everyone who spoke. Thank you to Red again for hosting us. Such a small grassroots group, right? We're so very, very early, as you spoke to, Drew, there he is, with the technicals and a little bit of philosophy from me. And we're so early. When you talk to the average person in the street, you talk to friends and family who aren't quite there yet, but we keep trying to help them along and great ideas on how. We're so early, and this group speaks to that. We're gonna do two things. We're gonna do the Tauranga Bitcoiner of the Year Award for 2025, and something we thought of at the end of the year. There's been some interesting media for 2025, a slow year, a boring year in Bitcoin. The price remained the same. But when you look at the technicals, the protocol never changed. It's only just becoming more and more robust, more and better understood. I'm fortunate to have some amazing conversations, and I guess all I can tell you is just keep stacking. There's amazing stuff happening. I've actually been emailing Jeff Booth every week, for example. We're working on some things stateside, a number of things. James and I were in Las Vegas this year, one of the highlights of this last year. Internationally in Las Vegas. Drew and I are working on some things, going to the meetup every month and seeing you beautiful people. There is incredible things happening in the space, and in such a chaotic world, Bitcoin brings us together. It certainly brings us together now to present Tauranga Bitcoiner of the Year Award, something we thought of as a group. A few of us talked to. Red, come on up. Bitcoin Beach Tauranga, and sponsored by the Bitcoin Shop. Yay! 2025 Bitcoiner of the Year, Red.
Nice. Ex-military.
I've done my speech.
Ex-military, a dog tag.
Yes.
A Bitcoin dog tag, which reads, 1 Bitcoin, you can see this later, it'll be on the counter. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin.
Nice.
If you understand that, you understand. If we are all Satoshi, 2025 Bitcoiner of the Year, Red.
Let's change Red's name to Orange.
From Hank, and it's a terrible colour on me.
It's no, thank
What do
you.
we got here?
So why?
I want to know.
You have to explain why. Look at the garage. Proof of work in this bag. the ability, Red comes to every meeting with great things to say. Showing up to Queenstown to join a meeting so far away, that's a commitment. Staying at the Backpackers. Just proof of work stuff. Proof of work, salt of the earth, proof of work, which Bitcoin speaks to. You can't come in as a fake. Bitcoin exposes you as a fake, and nobody here is. And just proof of work. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Can I just add a little to that?
Yes.
As well? I don't know if any of you know if you've had these sorts of conversations with him, but he's actually a heavy diesel mechanic. And there were many a day him using the internet any sort of computer, where has the box gone? Why did you shut the box? When you've just minimised the screen. So I am absolutely in awe of what he has managed to essentially teach himself over these last 10 years.
Yeah.
And what he's managed to overcome in terms of
Show me the incentives.
the age group that he's in and the naysayers that are in his age range, the people that he's talked to about it in his own demographic that are so against it, and the fact that he has persisted through all of that and understood the technology enough to do what he does, and even with him saying before about the bit he was scammed out of, like the fact that he even got to the point where that could happen, there was so much he had to learn before that. To be able to use the technology that's required to use it, and I'm just so proud of him for all that.
I'm a bit of a boy named Sue guy because I was a podgy little redhead with a girl's name. I got a lot of stick when I was at school as a little fellow, and I don't really have a lot of friends. I stick to myself a fair bit. But it's nice to be in this. I won't say it's a cult, but
A precedence.
It's the only cult in the world that teaches you to think for yourself.
yeah, it's not doing me any harm. I know that.
Yeah.
Well,
Orange.
no, that's awesome. Thank you for that. Like, because a lot of us in the room aren't computer nerds. Some of us will be better than others, but it doesn't have to be just that. I mean, like you read, I'm a mechanic, mechanical engineer, and rational thinking, energy systems, which I worked in, spoke to me, right? And so when you understand the energy side, as you do, and you just do the work, everyone in the room's done the work, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So yeah, you don't have to be a computer guy or gal, you don't have to be a programmer. Everyone's come about it different ways, like, and has their own, maybe, business and doing well for your family. So yeah, absolutely. Really, it's about doing the work which you've done. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.